Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm May.
And I'm Laura, and we're redoing this intro because we recorded the last episode, and our intent was earnestly to discuss Spirit Halloween, and we went, May, what did we do instead?
We talked, what did we talk? We talked Sean Penn meeting with El Chapo. We talked Bethany Frankel suing a bunch of fucking people till their balls fall off. We talked some crazy shit about free speech, PayPal,
mostly
Elon Musk.
About a 25 minutes on freedom of speech, and illegal implications and business implications from that.
Right.
From two experts. Just listen, if you need to hear just the cutting edge information from these two
intellectuals.
Intellectuals is like we do stand-up comedy, we drink wine, and we have thoughts.
We have thoughts that probably we should have stuck to ourselves in our
They're
drafts
out there.
on Twitter. But you know what? Anyway.
If you're interested, keep on listening.
Yeah, have fun. This is a wild one.
Bye.
Bye.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money
Hold
from
on.
that, though.
Two stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's risque business news.
Yeah.
Fresh off the farmer's market,
We
feeling
just-
good.
We just went to the farmer's market because we're healthy bitches.
So healthy, so wholesome. I'm feeling healthier just having walked through it.
Yep, absolutely. It's a beautiful October day here in Brooklyn. Random spot of Brooklyn. You don't need to know. You can know. It's Fort Greene. It's
Yeah,
big,
whatever.
It's a big location.
Uh,
And yeah,
yeah, good times.
I'm fairly convinced though that like for most of the year at the farmer's market, they're just hitting Whole Foods right before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like they go like swing through Whole Foods. They're like, give me some lettuce, and then like roll it over, and they're like double the price.
Is that farmer's market available in January?
They have version. It's much smaller in
Yeah.
January, and then obviously over the summer there's like a different variety of stuff there, which is why I'm fairly convinced that in the wintertime they are buying stuff at the local Stop and Shop.
Right, because how can you grow lettuce in the Northeast
Exactly.
at...
What is this in a greenhouse? Like, what are we
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
here? We're
I mean, maybe.
maybe.
I guess.
I guess I could ask them. They are human beings that are standing right there.
No, you can't ask them.
But instead, I assume conspiracy theories. I'm like, they're trying to dupe me.
They are.
Yeah. I mean, happily. I'll pay the
We should do an
price.
episode on how the Fort Greene farmer's market is a scam.
That's more of like we were had kind of
Yeah,
scenario.
yeah.
I continue to be had by the Fort Greene farmers market every Saturday morning. I go
Oh,
there
yeah.
and buy eggs for $1 billion, and I'm like, these are better.
How many dollars were they?
Well, they
$6?
actually- those ones weren't bad, but the other
Oh.
guy, the guy who hates me,
Yeah.
those are like $10 eggs.
What?
I don't know. Maybe it's just for me. Maybe it's the price for me because this guy hates me.
Everyone else gets $6 eggs, and he's like, "This is this fucking tall girl again."
This bitch, and she always asks if I have heirloom eggs, and I continue to tell her to go fuck herself.
Why doesn't he want to sell you the eggs?
I don't know.
Okay.
Something in my face.
I love these little like weird tiffs that you have with people.
I'm either extremely pro people or extremely like we don't fuck with each other, and we have a mutual understanding. I go to this Eggman every week. Like every week I'm in town, I'm there, and he's like, no, and I'm like, I'm gonna be back though.
That's so funny.
I'll be right here, ready to give you dollars for your eggs.
It's like the egg Nazi.
Yeah, exactly. He's my version of that.
That's so
The egg
funny.
Nazi.
There was that other girl that we hated at the supermarket.
I
the,
hated her, but she's
farmer's
just
market.
she's not a recurring character.
No.
I do love a recurring character. This was
Yeah.
a girl. Listen, this is Brooklyn. Every stereotype you imagine about Brooklyn, not every, but most.
She
This
checked
girl-
a lot of boxes.
She checked a lot of boxes. She was really fucking annoying, and she was moving way too slow.
So slow. And so she was being annoying, and she was in front of us, but she was asking these questions so that the like store owner couldn't talk to us, but she was asking these questions in the most chill way.
Yeah, I was
So
like-
she wasn't a problem. And I was like, get the fuck out of my way. You're being
Yeah.
rude right
Also-
now. Just because you're chill about it doesn't mean you're not rude.
And she was also standing in front of the mirror, which I needed. And she could kind of tell I needed because I was like scurrying around her. I
Yeah.
was like doing a little two-step behind her.
Oh, wow.
You know, we got password attacking my shoulder. He's defending my honor.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, no, that girl sucked. But anyway, the farmer's market's very exciting and a scam. I'm pretty sure it's a scam.
We persevered. We got our eggs. We got some pears. I got some meat. We'll see how that meat goes.
Oh, yeah, you went advanced. That's advanced farmer's market mode. Actually, the most very advanced is fish.
Yeah.
What are we doing,
That's
folks?
advanced.
It's outside. We're in an open air. I don't see an ocean.
No.
You got to see an ocean if you're doing open air.
And the ocean that is around us.
No thanks.
No thanks. Yeah.
Hard pass. Hard pass on whatever. It's also stuff that doesn't come from the ocean near us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you literally are just taking seafood raw into the open New York City air and then asking me to buy it at
And
a premium price.
getting
Get
it-
out of here.
Getting it from Asia, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm fine with that, but like, let's go to the grocery store where it
Right.
belongs
Yeah.
and not charge me $100 million.
Right.
Which I refuse to pay. I only pay that to my Eggman. We have an understanding and he does not like me.
God, that is fucking
Today
funny.
he just looks at me and goes, "We have no eggs."
Yeah, he did. He knew what you were there for.
And he never will acknowledge that I'm there all the time.
And then he was just like, he was
He's
like,
like,
"You guys."
"Scram!"
He was like, "Do you guys want a full chicken?" We were like, "No."
No.
Out of like a watery container, just a full ass fucking chicken.
It was out of a dead bird. And I'm like, all right, you're just trying to get me to leave. I'm going to leave, but I'll
don't
be
want the
back,
bird.
damn it.
Oh wow.
I love him, but I hate him.
Do you think
Am I
his
gonna
eggs
fuck
are
him?
better?
What are we doing?
Maybe you're
This
gonna
like
fuck
kind of
this
old
guy.
man. He
This
just
old
works,
egg man.
works the egg stand at the farmer's market.
Oh my god, that's so funny. He's probably got a beautiful estate out in Long Island.
Probably off the money he's making off me. Let me tell you that.
You can go out there and have as many eggs as you want.
Oh, I'm gonna retire to Eggman's. Our love-hate relationship. Anyway,
Cool. You ready to get into some of these
yeah,
topics?
let's do.
All right.
I don't know if there's anything else to say about Eggman, so
Yeah.
let's move along.
Okay, so last week we talked about El Chapo famously. We had a
Yes.
whole thing HSBC. What?
Also, people, thank you for writing in.
Oh, yeah.
Learned a lot of like additional. Obviously, there's more to the El Chapo story, believe it or not, than the 2 hours we spent on it. And there were some really interesting ones. Like, one of the people emailed in, thank you for doing so, and was talking about how when he got charged guilty here in New York, they removed him.
Yeah.
They because they knew it was going to be a fucking issue, they were able to get him sent to prison at 3 a.m. immediately after the trial,
Whoa.
which prevented his lawyers from being able to, do an appeal or whatever, which normally I'd be like, but in the case of El Chapo, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
And they had to helicopter him out in order to
Whoa.
like be able to take, make sure he didn't get disappeared again. It was crazy. I was like, they need to
That's
make a movie.
insane. Yeah, they really. Well,
I'm sure
speaking
they
of
are.
a movie, so we had alluded to this, and I wanted to get into more detail about this, about Sean Penn meeting with El Chapo.
Yes.
Because I remember seeing this
Thank
and being
God
like,
we sent Sean in.
yeah, like what the fuck is Sean? Like he is the weirdest guy. I brought this up to Mark actually, and he was like, "Did you know that during Katrina, Sean Penn was just like out in a fucking like rowboat trying to save people from like
In Katrina.
yeah."
Oh my God. Can we get a picture? Can we get a visual on Sean Penn real quick?
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Oh,
So
you got
here he
one.
is with El Chapo.
Oh my. First of all, why do you look like a werewolf? And why do both of them just look like werewolves right before they transform?
Yeah, right.
in
They
this
both
picture?
look terrible.
They look terrible. And also, El Chapo's like a little excited. You can kind of tell.
Oh, he's pumped. He's pumped.
like, this is kind of cool though.
Well, I'll get into the context of their meeting because I just thought it was like Sean Penn blowing himself, trying to be like a peacekeeper, but it was a little bit different than that. But
But the Katrina part was.
yeah, for
Just-
sure.
Just rowboating around. They're like, just give money, you idiot. What are you doing?
You know what's so crazy? Have you seen I Am Sam?
I have not.
You've never seen I Am Sam?
No.
Oh, my God. So it's about a guy who's mentally challenged,
Oh.
and he knocks up like a homeless lady who gives the baby to. That's like in the first like 2 seconds of the movie. Gives the baby to him, and he has to like try to raise this baby, but obviously like he's got some
He's Sam.
mental disabilities. But it's kind of crazy that Sean Penn never got in trouble for going full R word.
Yeah. When was it made though? Was it in the 90s?
I think it must have been like early 2000s. I
Oh.
fucking loved that movie.
Early 2000s, there were no rules.
No, it was a great time.
They would have like date rape scenes and everyone would be like, that's funny.
yeah.
What? The entire movie American Pie is a problem.
Yeah, it's like filming people without their consent. Like, I
Absolutely.
don't even know if that's real or not, but you
No,
know,
no,
like
but-
things adjacent to that anyway.
Yeah. And don't
that's
get me wrong.
the joke is that they don't know they're being filmed.
And it is kind of funny.
I enjoyed it at the time.
I hate to be that person. Now I haven't watched it obviously since. I'm sure if I watched it now, I'd be like, it's still
Right.
kind of funny, but
October 2nd of 2015, Sean Penn from I Am Sam fame.
from full R word
Yeah.
in the early 2000s fame.
He flew to Mexico for what could have been the most disastrous and even deadly night of his life. So the actor had been invited to a sit down with El Chapo.
That would you go? I'd go.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I'd go.
I'll tell you. Well, wait until the end of the story and then
Okay.
tell me if you would go. So he was joined by a Mexican soap opera star named Kate Del Castillo.
This like he does this all the time. He actually has you remember he brought in that celebrity and then like her favorite band
Oh yeah,
and then just got married?
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not even surprised.
but
Classic
so-
El Chapo.
Classic Chapo. So Kate had arranged the meeting, and their journey required 2 planes and a rocky 7-hour ride in an SUV to a remote location near the city of Cosala in Sinaloa. So El Chapo had recently escaped Mexican prison just months earlier from that, as we
Right.
discussed in the last episode. And he had not invited them to discuss drug trafficking. He actually wanted their help making a movie about his life. So the guy's
Wait.
like an egomaniac too. Obviously, I mean he's fucking El Chapo. Is that
Yeah. Also, if anyone
Surprising.
has earned the right to be an egomaniac, it's kind of him.
yeah? I guess
He started literally from the bottom. I mean, he's terrible, but like he's very good at what he does.
Well-
Now he's locked up. But have you seen the movie with, oh my God, what the hell is it called? Where they do exactly this. They go to Spain and it's an actor who gets abducted basically by a crime group to make a
No. Oh, that's
the
interesting.
unbearable weight of massive talent.
I've never seen it. It sounds
Oh,
good though.
It's very good and it's essentially this exact storyline but with European version.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's with Kevin Bacon playing himself.
playing
Yes, I
himself.
think-
How
yeah.
meta.
I know.
That's
It's
interesting.
I enjoyed it.
Okay, cool.
Anyway,
Hell
plug,
yeah.
plug for that movie.
So anyway, it was really funny because El Chapo was not familiar with Penn.
Oh my God, how soft did he go?
I
Sean
know.
Penn is like, no.
Yeah, that's so funny. So his lawyers had to explain the star's resume. He was like, they were like 21 grams, the crossing guard. I'm like, well, that explains why I didn't know. They never said I am Sam. Anyway, he had personally Googled Penn and then he was like, okay, I'll agree to this meeting, which is fucking hilarious.
Wait, so someone in a pitch meeting, like where his agent's pitching him to go meet with El Chapo, like how the fuck?
Well, I think
Who made that initial deal?
so. How it happened was like 4 years earlier from that in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Del Castillo, the soap opera star, had wrote on Twitter that she thinks that that moving she goes, today I believe more in El Chapo than I do in the governments that hide truths from me. So she included a personal plea to the cartel leader, Mr. Chapo, wouldn't it be cool if you started trafficking with the good? Let's traffic with love. You know how. What the fuck?
Is she on meds? Like, what are we doing right now? With the good? What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know, but after his arrest in 2014, he had his lawyers contact her, offering full rights to his life story. That gave her a special phone, and then gave her a special phone so she could communicate directly with El Chapo via text message.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So this soap opera star tweets at El Chapo. Does he have a Twitter?
I'm sure he's got somebody to get in touch with her. I don't know.
So she just is tweeting into the world, we need to start tweeting at El Chapo.
Guess
Well,
so.
I guess follow us on Twitter, I guess.
I guess so. So anyway, Sean Penn agrees to this meeting, yada yada, and he didn't realize. So El Chapo didn't realize his conversations were being monitored by the DEA, which had wiretapped his phones, obviously.
yeah.
And so basically the fucking DEA had secret hardware and they were eavesdropping about him like vetting Sean Penn's career, which is so fucking
That is
funny.
so funny.
It's hilarious. So Penn was non-committal about making a movie about El Chapo. He took the trip to Mexico solely to interview the kingpin for Rolling Stone magazine. He just hadn't shared that detail with El Chapo yet,
Oh my God.
which is crazy because
That's so dangerous, dude.
I know.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
Also,
pretty
he doesn't
fucking
know
crazy.
who you are. Like, why would he not just kill you?
Exactly.
If he
So
figures out
thank you, Laura.
yeah,
So on
voice
the
of reason over here,
surface-
I'm like, okay, Sean,
Yeah.
call me next time. I'll tell you why this is a bad idea.
So on the surface, it's great fodder for a movie. We can all agree. I mean, I'm surprised that there isn't a movie yet.
Yeah.
Because it's still so like real. Like he just went to jail for not that long ago.
Yeah. And also, like, we'll see if he gets out.
Yeah, exactly.
I would not be, I was reading about that prison and it's very difficult for him to escape, but if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be this guy.
So there was one problem, and that is El Chapo's rampant paranoia and his history of brutality, especially against people he suspected of betrayal. So his enemies weren't just assassinated, their bodies were hung from bridges and often dismembered, as we talked about in the last episode.
Yes. Dark.
So somebody talks about in one attack, 14 headless bodies were discovered in a car near the local customs office. The heads were elsewhere, stuffed in plastic coolers in front of City Hall.
Just another Saturday.
Yeah.
We're at the farmer's market there doing this shit.
Yeah.
Putting them in a cooler, I guess that's nice.
More fresh than the meat that I got. It's
Better than the
disgusting.
fish.
Better than the fish.
That's so
Ew. That's so gross.
Sorry, I had a coffee. I'm on one.
Crazy. So obviously, like doing illegal business was risky, but something as innocuous as collaborating on a movie project was also asking for trouble. So
Of course.
long before he contacted Del Castillo, the soap opera star, El Chapo had a script actually already in the works, which is so funny that they're like, he's like, people need to know about this.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, this is obviously the most interesting thing happening in the world right now, and he's not wrong.
Right.
That movie's gonna crush when it comes out.
It really
It's
will.
going to crush.
So there was like this first idea of a biopic, and they were connected with this producer from Colombia, this guy Javier Rey.
What?
Do you know him?
No, but like a real guy
Yeah.
from Colombia.
Yeah.
Was doing business with them.
Yep.
What?
He was willing to ghostwrite the script, but the deal fell apart before the first draft could be delivered. So,
Is that guy still alive?
well, okay.
Uh-oh.
So Ray had unwisely tried to strong arm his subject into giving up 35% of the project's profits. He's insane. El Chapo, insulted, began to suspect that Ray was an informant. So he hatched a plot to lure Ray to his death with the promise of a quick advance payment, but the producer caught wind of the plot and escaped before El Chapo could have him killed. And Del Castillo knew nothing of the near murder of Ray when she agreed to meet with him in Mexico, and neither did Sean Penn.
Does Ray want to come on the pod? That is out of control.
I know.
Oh my God. So then the soap opera star is just tweeting at him.
Yep.
And she's like, I want to meet with you and do this whole thing. Okay.
Yep. So it turns out that wasn't even the main reason that they were in danger. So there's something else going on as well.
We could just do a whole podcast on
I
El
know.
Chapo.
So long before Penn and Del Castillo boarded a plane for Mexico, plots were underway for the Mexican Marines to raid El Chapo's hideout and take him into custody. So the Marines, otherwise known as the Naval Infantry Force, are an elite U.S. trained force with a reputation for ruthlessness. In 2009, they killed another Mexican drug kingpin, some guy Arturo Levia, and covered his naked body in cash and put pictures of it on the internet. What?
What the hell?
Yeah.
Wait, you are Marines?
Why'd they have to do that? That's like that sound on TikTok, like, why the hell did you have to bring that up? Yeah.
What the fuck was that part all about? Someone went really rogue at the end there. It's
crazy.
What, you have like a couple beers and just like decide to get creative all of a sudden? Like,
I don't know. So this dude, Ray Donovan, he's the head of DEA Special Operations. Whoa, what a job.
yeah, that's
Wow, that is dangerous.
So I've seen Breaking Bad, you guys. I've seen it.
So he had been overseeing the hunt for El Chapo since his latest escape, and he learned of Penn and Del Castillo's visit and suggested that the raid be postponed. But Donovan was stunned to hear that the Marines still wanted to go forward. The attitude was basically, fuck Sean Penn, and the raid goes on as planned. We've been trying to get this guy. This is insane that this fucking stupid Hollywood actor's coming in here and ruining our plans.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. So the only
I kind of would. Fuck Sean Penn. Like,
yeah, no, I
kinda,
agree.
like, yeah, do
It's
your
like,
thing.
what are you doing? So the only thing that actually stopped the raid from happening, because the raid would have been gnarly. Like Sean Penn could have gotten hurt by the Marines, and that.
Of course.
Yeah,
All bets are off at that. They're putting cash on naked bodies. Like, what? Clearly, we're
going
doing
for it.
whatever we want at that stage.
So the only thing that stopped it was a storm, and it blew through the mountains with
Oh.
monsoon rain, bolts of lightning, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
So they weren't able to get to them in the time that Penn was there. So he basically narrowly averted a disaster. So the Americans were like fucking so lucky that they had to halt the attack. Basically,
Was the soap opera star Mexican or American? Or do we know?
She was Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was. Oh my God! What an idiot.
I know. What a bitch.
So how was the interview good though? Wait, and then I'm sorry. So how did he reveal? Did he reveal to Chapo when he was there that this was for Rolling Stone?
I don't think so. No.
So he just got back and did it.
Yep.
And he's
So later, Penn admitted he had, quote, terrible regret about his meeting with El Chapo, saying in an interview with Charlie Rose that it failed to contribute to this conversation on the war on drugs. Yeah. So, like, stop biting off more than you can chew. Just because, like, you think you have, like, this God complex because you're in movies and shit does not mean that you can go into a Mexican cartel leader and be like, hey, have you ever thought about not beheading people?
You know, I see everything you're doing. What if we stopped?
What if we cool it, man?
Yeah. What if we shut it down?
Yeah. What if we, like,
Listen, how about getting a job at an insurance agency and just bitching people? How about that?
just go ahead and get a job at HSBC? What do you think about that?
He's like, oh, that's easy enough.
So sources say that while he's behind bars right now, he's still trying to pitch the movie on his life, which why the fuck not? Why the hell is that not a thing already?
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, I would like to
Like
see
right
that.
now.
Yeah.
Someone needs to Columbia. Also, how are people going to do, like, what are they going to give him money? So that he's
Yeah.
going to pitch the movie. That's probably where the problems are coming in.
Right. He
Like,
wants
if-
money from it.
Of course he wants money. Like, I part of me is like, well, no shit. He's going to, like, want the rights to his life. But also,
No.
you are El Chapo. We are not giving you any money.
Yeah, no, that's outrageous. And what's even the point of having money if you're
In prison. I mean, his
Prison.
family and stuff. As we mentioned, his daughter is, like, selling merch.
yeah. God.
It's so interesting. Like, he's just
know.
known for being obvious. Like, he's like one of the clearest villains I think we have.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
the craziest
Maybe the most.
The
right
craziest
now.
part about him and people like him is like everyone in the world knows that he's a fucking murderer, but he was just
Openly.
openly, and he was just like able to live for a little while,
Yes.
which is insane.
For a very long while. Probably, I still wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get out at some
No,
point
me
or
neither.
another.
I would be like, well, we all saw this coming.
Absolutely. Also, Sean Penn, you're toast, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy, you are toast.
Sean Penn better fucking
He-
pray to God he
must-
never gets out.
He must have a lot of anxiety.
I would be really scared.
I would
honestly.
be very worried.
Yeah.
Because, like, for going forward, also, as this movie progresses, he's inevitably going to be involved to some extent.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, what is he thinking?
Leave that to
Like,
the
this is not a
professionals.
fucking joke, dude. This is like a serious,
This is real life
serious
where there's
thing.
frequently no happy endings, which has been sad. to see.
Right. But like, what are you like, this is not like a
This
fun
isn't the
little, like,
Imagine.
let's get like super what's the word, method about it, and like and
Yeah.
meet El Chapo himself. It's like, no, dude, no. That's crazy.
but also a very interesting, I mean, hell of a story.
Hell of a story.
Sean has this. He has the ultimate cocktail party story now.
Sure does. As if Sean Penn isn't interesting enough. But
Besides,
Alrighty.
I mean, I'm Sam. What else has he done?
Yeah.
Nothing El Chapo knows. Let me tell you
nothing
that.
else. He is one very ugly man.
Yeah. What the hell, Hollywood?
It's like kind of crazy.
Yeah, how did he pull that off? Men can really get away with a lot of different things.
Oh, men can be ugly and people don't care.
They don't care. They're like, he's a good actor. I'm like, but is he? I can't
can't-
tell because I can't look at him in the fucking face. Just kidding. That's so mean. But women don't have to do that. Women have to remain supermodel gorgeous
Yep.
in order to remotely, like, we shouldn't be on camera right now.
No.
No offense, May or me.
Thanks. But then also, like, older actresses, if they get too much work done, people have a lot to say about that. And they're not taken seriously as actresses because they can't, like, move
Yeah.
their face.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Listen, it's a disaster. Okay, so that's a wrap on Sean Penn meeting with El Chapo.
We're probably going to have more stories about this over the next couple of weeks because there's just no way as I continue to do research.
Totally.
Because now I'm like in it.
We just become an El Chapo /
Elon Musk podcast. I get obsessive. I don't know if you've been able to tell at this point.
By the way, quick sidebar, didn't Elon Musk go through with the Twitter deal?
He has not completed it yet, but yeah, he's not. Elon Musk, I owe you all a catch up because he is on one right now. Have you seen his stuff with the Ukraine?
No.
Exactly. I'm
What
like,
did he do with the Ukraine? It was a high level.
high level, and I'll do a full. It's like unraveling right now, so I need this to happen before. So essentially, because of this like inevitable, nuclear war we're going into, casual little nuclear war.
Why the hell do you have to bring that up?
Sorry, I'm like, I know that we thought that the El Chapo episode was dark, but let's ride.
We're definitely going down. Should
Yeah.
we move out of New York?
We should probably move. So if anyone knows good cities to live in, let us know that are not like the first candidate to be nuked.
I
That'd be
heard
pretty sick.
Pittsburgh is actually pretty fucking dope.
Oh, okay. So we're going to Pittsburgh.
That's what I
See you there.
Don't tell Putin.
Don't tell Putin. He's like, where are those two girls?
Yeah.
They're so annoying. God, they're annoying.
You would think that they would nuke DC before they would nuke.
Yeah, but reach on the it's hard. It's hard to nuke, especially once you're over US soil. We're right on the coast. We're idiots. I know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right.
so what I was saying is essentially Elon is spooked by this, and he was tweeting a bunch of stuff that the Ukraine needs to basically give up, which is a take.
Yeah.
I don't know nearly enough about war or anything like that, but I do know that a lot of people were like, fuck you.
is his take that if they do give up, then Russia is not going to bomb everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I can understand his argument. I can also see, like, if you appease people who are threatening nuclear war, then why aren't they going to just do that literally every time something goes wrong?
Yeah.
Listen, I have not read enough Twitter threads to be able to give you a full
The thing
review.
about Putin is like he's just so fucking. He seems erratic. I don't know.
Yeah, he's an old man with a huge ego.
Yeah,
So
and a
that's a problem.
bareback on a horse.
An old hot man.
So funny that like this like dictator leader who's like threatening nuclear war, and people are like, "What's the first thing you think of when you think of Putin?" I'm like, shirtless on a horse.
Yeah, that's absolutely the number one thing. The only way I can picture him is shirtless on a horse.
Yeah, I don't even know what he looks like.
And
in
that's probably
clothes.
what he prefers.
Yeah,
But just to finish what's going on with Elon, the short version is so he tweeted that stuff. Everyone was like, fuck you. And then the ambassador for the Ukraine was like, hey, go fuck yourself.
yeah,
Understandably tense around the subject.
Sure,
They're being
sure.
bombed.
yeah.
And his response to that was he's pulling out, or at least as of yesterday, so maybe he'll not do this, but they had been donating the Starlink like Wi-Fi
Okay.
to the front lines in the Ukraine.
Oh,
And he's pulling it out.
why?
Because-
well, I see. I mean, oh,
So I'm like, fuck the Twitter deal. Like, we've got some.
maybe this is like
It's,
maybe he knows more than we know. I don't know. I don't really know.
The reality is, this private company shouldn't be like. Maybe have
Meddling in
some,
a war.
maybe we have some governments. That's the thing is, if you meddle in wars, then like you're involved.
Yeah.
But it's strange because I don't know how many times private companies have really like done that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to admit, I have done not even any research on this beyond being interested in reading a few Twitter threads and like a couple articles. So, which is more than you fuckers did. So
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's like a ton of nuance, obviously a ton of nuance to this that I'm not aware of, but that's like the high level as far as I understand it, which is not a great look for Elon, but he's not exactly going for great looks recently.
No, and also like I'm so skeptical now. Like things that people get up in arms about, I'm like, okay, but what's the reasoning behind it? Because I feel like he's a smart guy.
Right.
And there's something that he knows that we don't know, or there's something that he's foreseeing. I don't know. I'm not defending it, please. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
don't be so quick to just like look at the flat thing and think about
what's
like,
going on beneath it. I agree with you, except for the fact that he is now having to buy Twitter after he spent the last 5 months talking about how shitty Twitter is.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because he's gonna be like, yeah, I fucking hate you guys and it's all bots and now I own this stupid company.
of a bunch of bots.
Yeah, Russian bots, ironically, of all this. It's just nuts. Oh, and he met with Putin. He was communicating with him, which is illegal.
Why?
No one ever enforces that law, but yeah.
It's illegal to talk to Putin?
They were talking about something related to the war.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. Elon was going full Sean Penn.
Jesus Christ, these people.
I need to do more research before I provide. Maybe I'll do Elon next. God damn it.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, you brought this on yourself, man.
Sorry. Okay, so in a lighter note, Bethany Frankel, you guys might have seen this. So she is suing a handful of TikTok creators. I'll talk about one specifically. And she's also suing TikTok itself.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know this. That is
Yes.
fun.
So
Bethany Frankel, my girl, I love her.
So Bethany
I think.
Frankel,
What's she doing?
oh yeah, I love her too. I actually have a lot to say on this topic. So Bethany Frankel, for those of you
Strap
that
in.
have been living under a fucking rock, she is a Real Housewives fixture, and she has several businesses, including Be Strong, which is the center of some controversies, which is, well, not controversies, just people are talking shit about it, which is a like emergency relief effort that she'll put. So like she helped
Great.
out, in like Puerto Rico, and now she is in Florida and all these things.
Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to do a show for her. Because Florida, we have not talked about that.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Whoa. My parents' old house as of 2 months ago or whatever. They just moved and then it's destroyed.
I know, it's crazy.
It's like really weird.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of their neighbors died, so which is great.
But
Sorry.
you don't know yet?
No, they can't get on the island.
Good God.
It's like still doing search and rescue, and then a lot of people they're worried or just were swept out to sea.
Oh,
It's like really dark. Like
yeah.
it's like kind of horrifying. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll probably be running. I've been looking for a charity that was like legitimate,
Yeah.
and Bethany Frankel,
Yeah.
perfect person. So I'll
Yeah.
probably run a comedy show at some point in the next couple of weeks for proceeds going to
Okay,
this.
great.
So you should come out, New York City.
So Bethany Frankel, she's taking TikTok to task over a brand using one of her videos without her permission to sell its sweaters.
Okay.
So the former Real Housewives lady, she alleges that many of her nearly $1 million, what's it, TikTok followers notified her that there was an ad on the app that appeared to feature her promoting a counterfeit designer cardigan, per legal documents obtained by Page Six. So
Wait, I'm sorry. Counterfeit? The sweater itself was counterfeit?
yeah, I don't really know. Like it was basically she was talking. Let me just skip ahead here a little bit. So Frankel says she became aware of this issue in September, claiming that the creator of the ad took an old video of her wearing and extolling the virtues of a Jenny Kane cardigan and edited it to make it look like she was promoting the knockoff product.
Oh, this is some deep fake shit.
Yeah, deep fake shit. And Bethany
This
had
is
never consented to that, obviously.
Well, this is the first time I've heard of a lawsuit around these. Did we talk about this already? Where they did an AI interview of Joe Rogan and Steve Jobs, completely
No.
generated by AI. And
That's
apparently
freaky.
it's pretty good. I have not listened to it yet. Well, they have a lot of very great insight, but it was done by like artificial intelligence, like
that's
putting the whole thing together.
freaky.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
Like it's getting a lot better and it's not going to get worse from here, guys. It's like only going to continue to improve. But this is the first time I've heard of a lawsuit around it. Because like I was kind of wondering, I was like, guys, someone go to court. What are we doing here?
Right. This feels
if
not
Steve
good.
Jobs, like if I was his family or his estate, I'd be like, fuck off.
Totally.
No.
Yeah, it's really weird. So anyway, in the filing, the reality star says that after being alerted to the fraudulent video, she posted a TikTok of her own to warn fans of the unauthorized and illegal use of her persona to sell counterfeit goods, though she claims that TikTok deleted that post for being, quote, abusive. She has since posted a few additional videos addressing the situation and her lawsuit.
TikTok is so chaotic. I feel like they're growing so fast and they have like 3 people in content moderation.
Yeah.
And then like one massive filter that just takes away anything. Like,
anything.
like randomly.
Right. Like we posted that thing about Nancy
Yes,
Pelosi's
and
stocks
immediately
and it
got
got
taken down.
immediately or was a violation. I'm like, a violation of what?
It wasn't even. It was just about Nancy Pelosi looking at her stocks.
That's it.
So funny.
Yeah.
They were like, well, if you're talking about her, you're definitely canceled. So.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever. So that's situation number 1. Situation number 2 is that she's been sending some cease and desist lately.
Yeah, that's fair.
To a few creators, one of which is this girl Meredith Lynch. So you've sent me a few of hers before. I've seen her on my For You page. This girl Meredith Lynch, like, listen, she's one of these people who, okay, everybody's got their niche, whatever. I'm not even saying that some of the stuff she says is wrong, but she is just a hater.
Yeah,
Everything
like her
she
whole
posts
thing is taking down. It seems like primarily women.
Primarily business women, and being like, they think they're so good, I'll tell you why they're not, and da-da-da, which is like something we do
Yeah.
too.
Well,
But,
no,
like-
I mean, we're reading like we're like, well, they're in court, so I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly. But she is, I don't want to be like a hypocrite about it, but she definitely, I don't know, she just comes across so, she finds the problem in everything. She's like a human, like, iteration of like PC culture to me. Because like she'll just be on there and like she will find an issue with every single thing and she's like and she just has this really obnoxious way that she speaks. I don't
It's
really
very
like her.
annoying to yeah, I don't know.
You can't tell.
Yeah, she definitely sucks. And I think the big thing that I don't like about her is she's not creating anything. She's only tearing people down.
Correct. Yes, exactly.
And
she's
that's
tearing down
very,
people that create.
very easy to do when you're not taking the risk of making something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, it's fucking hard, guys.
Yeah,
I don't know
is.
if you've noticed, this is not exactly easy. We fuck up all the time, and like that's just a part of developing something that you think might be interesting to people.
Right.
So yeah, God forbid a company or it is weird that she's primarily hating on women.
That is weird. Yeah.
Like it really did seem like almost universally,
Mhm.
right?
It's mostly women. But and she's one of these people who would be like women for women, da 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 da.
Yeah,
Like she's, she's just a gross person. She's just like there's something about like I remember even when like she was getting a little bit of steam and people started to like her because she quote unquote speaks her mind. But I remember seeing her and I was like, every single post of this girl is just negative and shit talky and mean spirited. And I was like
that one friend where you're like, listen, I enjoy talking shit.
right.
We all do to an extent, right? But if
gotta
that's
move
all
on.
you're doing,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Right. And she just looks so greasy and alone.
You're
Meredith,
like, and she's ugly too.
Meredith, if you're listening to this,
you
Laura
wanna be on the
Mercier
pod?
sells an amazing setting powder. You really need to get it. I bet they would do a collab with you, so you could probably get it for free.
So Team Bethany. So
Team
Bethany
Bethany.
is
And I think we're in the
Angry?
minority with the Team Bethany. I think most people are with Meredith, but I'll tell you a little bit about the situation. So in a multi-part viral TikTok series, pop culture creator, that's one way to put it, Meredith Lynch, claimed former Real Housewives star Bethany Frankel sent her a cease and desist letter for defamatory statements after the creator spoke negatively about Frankel's brands. In the midst of a lawsuit against TikTok, which I just talked about, for the use of Frankel's image and likeness to promote counterfeit products, the video series sparked debate in multiple viral TikTok responses from influencers about celebrities being protective of their brands and the potential consequences for smaller creators. So it's kind of turned into this like David and Goliath thing. And it's like, no, right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't care that you're a smaller creator. It's just you are being a piece of shit and saying things that were false.
yeah, it's also like you're a smaller creator because maybe you're early on your journey or you're not like,
Right.
they were small at one point too.
And it's
most of the time. Don't
it's
get me
not-
wrong, I get it.
But like it's not Bethany's fault that you're small. It's like you're attacking her.
What was she saying? What were the defamatory what were the genre? Was it like her products suck or what?
So it was mostly about Be Strong, which is her philanthropic stuff, I think, and also about like Skinny Girl, about how that's like problematic.
Oh,
da,
well,
da, da.
yeah, but
Who
here we
cares?
are.
So anyway,
Still a great product. God
So-
forbid that exists on the market.
I know, right? Actually, it is really good.
Yeah.
So Lynch posted a series
What's wrong
of
with Be Strong? Is it a bad charity?
no, it's not a bad charity. Meredith is just a fucking cunt. So Meredith posted a series of videos.
But it's not like one of those charities that we did in the other episode.
I'm sure like there's some of it that's not 100% going to the proceeds, but you know, whatever. So they posted a series of videos, each attracting hundreds of thousands of views, accusing Frankel of bullying smaller creators to silence their negative opinions. The creator said she believed she upset Frankel after she showed in now deleted TikTok videos that Frankel's company publicly trademarked sayings like it's a scam for merch, podcasting, and other entertainment products in December of 2021. She said she noticed Frankel recently used the phrase more often in a video reviews for various products and thinks Frankel pre-planned her use of the phrase far in advance for business purposes.
Why is that bad?
It's not bad. It's just smart business.
Yeah, God forbid her team see an opportunity. That's a great.
Yeah.
We should get those shirts.
I know. It's so stupid. So then Lynch also alleged that she
It's a
received...
weird gotcha. Sorry.
I know. No,
Yeah.
I agree. That she received a cease and desist letter from Frankel for defamation. The cease and desist letter is a letter notifying recipients of the sender that, you know,
Stop
they have
it.
a legal claim against the recipient and requesting whatever. You guys get it. Blah, blah, blah. They can be sent out for slander, libel, harassment, and defamation. So the worst part about a cease and desist, and I've been in this situation before, is that if you send a cease and desist, they can then say like, oh, they sent a cease and desist. So they can
They can
talk
reference the
about
fact that they received it.
Exactly. And it's like, okay, but
Shut the fuck up.
there's a reason why we sent the cease and desist. So let's go. So Lynch claimed the cease and desist letter she received demanded confidentiality and said that the creator could not speak publicly about receiving the letter. So Lynch
Yeah, I'm sure
asked
every
lawyers.
single what good cease and desist is not going to include that clause?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
crazy?
So then this girl. So she goes to lawyers on TikTok and she to abide, like if she had to abide by that demand, if she did not agree to enter into a confidential agreement. However, she also said she would be deleting some videos about Frankel in an attempt to avoid legal trouble.
So a cease and desist is basically just saying, hey, if you don't cut this out, we're going to court, right?
Pretty much.
So beyond that, it's like your decision on what you want to cut out,
Yeah.
or you're going to court.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
My old company, look it up on LinkedIn. I'm not going to say it here, but my old company used to get cease and desists constantly. And then they
That's
would
so
lie
fun.
to investors. I'm just going to say that out loud on this microphone.
Yeah.
And it was a shit
Ooh, it's
show.
getting spicy.
But yeah, very spicy.
Yeah, May, do you want to do an episode of the pod on that? Then maybe we'll get our own cease and desist. It'd be great.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll do it live,
I remember,
folks.
and they would try to like put it off. They'd be like, oh, well, we got a cease and desist, but it doesn't really mean anything. And I was like, no, it means
No,
something.
it means something.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
So Frankel also said anyone can say what they want about her unless they are spreading misinformation. She goes, it's a free country. Say inaccurate, false pieces of information about a relief effort, which is Be Strong, that saves lives, and say something about my business that is inaccurate and don't understand how to read trademark documents, then you're spreading false information, which now other people are spreading. Which is so true. Like, I hate when people are like, it's a free country, like you could say whatever you want. It's like, no, you can't say things that are defamatory.
Or you can, but then you
But
might
then there's
go to court.
But you know what's very
it's-
ironic to me is that Meredith Lynch, I don't even need to know her to know about this, is like, she's one of these people that's like, it's not cancel culture, it's consequence culture. It's like, yeah, bitch, knock, knock, consequences.
This is your consequence.
This is
yeah.
your consequence. You're a fucking lying lady.
I'm so curious how this goes though, because it's like I agree with what you're saying, but like, is it illegal to say that stuff? That's
don't know.
fake. That's like not true. I guess it's and that's where the whole defamation versus slander and stuff like that comes
Yeah.
into play. And I know that's an area of the law that's like gray,
Super
gray,
hard.
and that's
Yeah.
what we're struggling with. I think as a whole ass society right
Totally.
now is like
Yeah.
what happens when politicians say something that's not true.
Right.
Like, what's their responsibility to being true or not? And then what does that actually mean? I mean, all right, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. I'm sure you guys are all thinking what we're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, that's the Alex Jones thing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where the Alex Jones thing has really been bothering me over the last week because we just got off that El Chapo episode.
Yeah.
I think he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, let's be clear. We're not on team Alex Jones.
Obviously, this guy fucking sucks. And I'm
Yes.
actually pretty pleased that he's getting, like,
Punished. Yeah.
And, like, part of me is like, yeah, fuck him. Like, get after it, obviously.
Right.
But why is his crime worth almost half of what HSBC had to pay?
Right.
when they had literally tens of thousands of deaths involved in their crime. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get it. They're different cases. Sometimes that's how things shake out, but it's weird.
It's definitely weird.
It doesn't sit right with me.
No, it shouldn't sit right with you. And I think the other thing is like, it sets. I mean, listen. I think that the guys should be punished. Whatever. Et cetera,
We
et
don't have the
cetera.
answers, believe it or not.
Disclaimer,
because-
disclaimer. But I will say, like, where does that line end, though? Because, like, there's plenty of people that, like, deny 9/11, people that deny the Holocaust.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's people saying crazy shit. And then it's like, how do you know who's joking and who's not joking? Like, we could make a joke on this podcast, but
Right.
it's audio of us saying the Holocaust isn't real or something like
Yeah.
that. But it's fucking
Clip that,
clip
folks.
that. But it's a fucking like we mean it to be funny. And like that's up to interpretation. So it's like, is the fucking U.S. government gonna start suing people or for fucking joking? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think that he specifically was joking, but like
I
he
know
could have been.
I know what you mean is like, what is the actual implications in terms of precedent? Because this is, as far as I'm aware, one of the only cases that we've had where someone has been like super, like they were making up random horrible shit, which a lot of people do, and then they got punished for it.
Right.
But like, what's the line there, and where is it? It's in that gray area again
Right.
of, is this illegal and I'll get fined $1 billion, or is that like a pretty good bit? You know?
Right.
Which it was not a good bit, Alex.
No, it was really bad.
It was a very bad
actually.
bit.
Yeah. I don't
Not even a bit. I think he sucks.
Yeah.
I am pretty happy that he's having a very terrible
I've heard that
couple months.
apparently he asked his listeners for money.
Well, no shit. That's the thing. Like, he doesn't have $1 billion.
Of course not. Where would he get $1 billion?
Right. So what does that mean? Is he going to jail? What's the alternate? Like, I'm like, he clearly doesn't have that money. So like, what's up?
So of course Heather McDonald had to put in her 2 cents.
Okay.
So she says, I'm disgusted by this. I want everyone to know that Bethany is the biggest hypocrite in Hollywood. And believe me, I've met a lot of them. Someone who's become famous for speaking her mind, which is kind of a good point, and giving her opinion now, is now shutting down influencers.
I think we're about to go through a pretty interesting like year or two, or maybe multiple years, in terms of like, what does freedom of speech mean legally? Because up to this point, I don't think we've really pushed on that super hard.
No, social media has changed everything.
It really has.
Yeah.
And Alex Jones, and then in a lesser degree, this Bethany Frankel bit
Right.
as well. Like, both of those, we can argue, like, I think that this Meredith girl should be able to say
Yeah.
shit.
Mhm.
And I also think that Alex Jones shouldn't be able to say
The things that he says.
the things that he said. And build, and I think this is an important distinction, is build an audience off of that. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like profiting off of your false information before just,
Yeah.
but I don't think that our laws at this point cover that.
No.
So what the fuck do we do? Do we
And-
have to assume bad intent is what goes around it? And then that's a blurry line?
That's
like,
a very blurry line. And then the other thing too is like making money off, like we could say horrible things on this podcast because we're trying to be funny, and sometimes jokes don't land, sometimes people get offended
Yeah.
by jokes or whatever, but like if we're making money on Patreon or whatever saying terrible things, then are we
which
in
a
trouble?
lot of people do.
Yeah.
Not even using us, but like there's a lot of people who do that.
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of podcasts. So like,
That's
what's the
like all
implications on
podcasts
them?
are, like fucking horrific jokes.
Yeah.
So I don't really, what are the implications? I don't know.
So
And then like let's move it even a step further, like podcasts that talk about murders and stuff like that, or Dateline or 2020, like
How
they
is-
are like profiting off of these horrific murders.
like To Catch a Predator. What the hell is that show?
Dude,
What the hell is the show?
so on my friend Alexa's bachelorette trip, like we on all of our downtime, because like we went to her parents' house in Florida and it was great, and like they had like a little outdoor area with like a TV, so we
Yeah.
would just be like sitting there like in our downtime between dinners and stuff, and we would watch To Catch a Predator, and it was so fucking funny because like
you're getting married.
like I came back and Mark was like, "How was the bachelorette?" I was like, "Oh, it was great." I was like, Chris Hansen did a lot of really good work. We watched a lot of Pervs.
A lot of pervs got to justice. I mean, you could argue that whole show is making,
I know. So, okay, well, you know what? I said that this was going to be a Spirit Halloween episode. I think it's more of a free speech, yes or no episode was it shaking out to?
Thank God. You know what? I'm sure people have been really like, what do those two girls have to say about free speech, freedom of speech, a constitutional right? What do they have to say? And I'm glad that we could deliver for you.
Somebody actually asked Mark recently on some like serious podcast was like, and I heard him in the other room, and they were like, yeah, what's your theory on like free speech? Like, what can comedians say or don't say? He's like, I don't fucking know. I'm a guy who says dick jokes. Like,
yeah, I'm glad he
it's
said
like,
that.
yeah.
I used to get so annoyed before I started doing stand-up of like how stand-up comics have this like feeling that they can comment on everything, and now
No.
I feel that way.
Oh, of course.
Of course. But at the same time, I'm like, we're idiots. I think we're pretty
Yeah.
clear about that. We're not informed. We're probably more informed than half the stand-up comics on this kind of shit because I
Right.
read a lot of articles. But like, why? Like, don't listen to us.
No. We're trying to be funny. That's
Everyone's
it,
like,
really.
we weren't going to.
Yeah,
So-
everyone's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that like preachy comedy, like like I love Chappelle for many reasons, but even just like his style of comedy now, which he gets up there like a fucking preacher. I'm like, just be funny, be silly.
yeah.
It's
We're
a
starting to move
comedy
a little
show.
bit into cult adjacent.
Yeah, exactly. What are you, fucking Jim Jones? Like, whatever. Okay, so moving along
clip
with
that. Clip
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
same idea of a topic. There's been some drama around PayPal. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
This is great.
I know.
I'm like learning.
I know. This has been
I
the
don't know
longest
if you guys are enjoying this episode, but I fucking am.
This has been the longest episode ever getting into the topic, but
We could always do Spirit Halloween next week.
that's true.
It's fine.
Okay, so
It's
PayPal,
gonna be okay.
Proving that irony can be delicious. What a weird way to put this in this article. This week, thousands of PayPal customers closed their accounts after the payment platform threatened to fine users thousands of dollars for promoting, quote, misinformation.
What is going on?
I know, something stinks. So the bizarre policy update was recently announced by PayPal. It deemed that, quote, the sending, posting, or publication of any messages, content, or materials that, quote, promote misinformation or present a risk for safety and well-being as a prohibited activity under its accepted use policy. So the policy update, since revoked by PayPal, which we'll get into why,
Really?
yes, would have allowed the company to sanction its customers with fees up to $2,500 per offense. That's a lot. The update had also threatened fines for, quote, the promotion of hate, violence, racial, or other forms of intolerance. Okay, like on the surface, yeah, great.
Right. I guess
Um,
it's like.
It just
what
kind
does
of like
that mean? It's
what does
open
that-
to interpretation.
Exactly. So a lot of people are now comparing this. They're comparing this to the social credit system used by the Chinese Communist Party.
Which we should talk about at some point because that's fucking bananas. And also,
Mhm.
that's a little exaggerated. This is PayPal. So relax, everybody. Unclench your buttholes
Yeah,
for
but
a second.
The taking away of like banks and stuff is kind of weird. Like, I know that Kanye has said some pretty fucking out of pocket stuff right now, but then
Yeah, but they're a private company. They can do whatever they want.
that's true. I guess you're right. But
It's not like he can go work with Citibank. You know what I mean?
is there a government bank?
I don't know.
Because you know what I mean? Because if they're all private companies, then he just can't have a bank.
Well, they're allowed to do business with who they want to do business with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's incredible that you pissed them off that much.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I know, because like God knows the man has a lot of money.
If you don't know what we're referencing, Kanye West has been real out of pocket this whole episode.
I
Wow.
know.
So he has been saying a bunch of stuff about the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay, Kanye. He's clearly going through a Britney Spears type episode that he's been
Yeah.
going through for years. This guy's not mentally well.
He hasn't been for years.
for a long time.
yeah.
And he's saying some really terrible stuff about groups that you shouldn't say. And I don't even know who's listening to him anymore, but I'm sure enough people where this is bad. So JP Morgan Chase was like, we're done.
Yeah.
And took away they're no longer supporting his Yeezy was run through JP Morgan. That was their bank.
Yeah.
So they stopped doing that,
wow.
which is incredible.
yeah, respect.
They're
Yeah.
allowed to do it.
Anyway, so yeah, a lot of people were comparing it to the credit system, which is interesting. And, I mean, I do think that's wildly exaggerated, but, it is it's concerning.
Yeah.
We'll say that. So then others warned that central bank digital currencies currently under trial in many Western nations could
That's like-
soon be weaponized in the same way.
That's crypto, but for banks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. So Elon Musk, obviously, who created PayPal's ForeRunnerX.com.
Yes. Elon Musk, why are you involved in literally every problem?
When does he sleep?
I'm worried about him.
Guy just like going through drama, war,
He's
Putin.
literally one of these problems would stress me out so much.
Oh my God. I have to get an outfit for my party later on tonight, and I'm like, where am I
Exactly.
gonna get it?
I have my battle with the egg guy.
Where am I gonna get it?
What if he's gonna kick me out again next week? What do we do?
He's not gonna have the eggs.
He's
that
not
you
gonna have
want.
the eggs. Where are you gonna get your outfit?
I don't know.
Meanwhile, Elon's full on breaking the law, talking to Putin, and then dealing with PayPal, and then buying Twitter.
Yeah, that's like an aside. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
Also running companies allegedly at the same time.
allegedly, please. But I mean, he's making big, sweeping decisions for them for sure. So anyway, he was very upset by this, obviously, which is very on brand for him. And I don't, on the surface at least, disagree. So in response to the former PayPal president David Marcus's tweet, which read, "A private company now gets to decide to take your money if you say something they disagree with. Insanity." Musk gave a terse reply, "Agreed." So PayPal has since reversed course, claiming that the update went out, quote, in error. No, it did not.
It did not go out in error. My guess is that their legal team advised them to put that in there
Yeah.
to protect them from situations like this Alex Jones thing. Because again, we don't know what the precedent set for that is.
Right.
So what's the implications on the payment providers
Right.
if something like that happens?
I don't know.
Can you start getting sued for that? So I wouldn't be half surprised if some law firm was like, you should put don't need to put it in. You don't need to do anything around it. Just throw it in the old terms of service
Yeah.
to protect you. And
Right.
people actually read the terms and conditions
Yeah.
for the first time ever.
I've never done that.
Never have, never will. I'll sign up for anything. Send it my way.
So they said that it went out in error and included incorrect information. Said PayPal is not fining people for misinformation, and this language was never intended to be inserted in our policy. We're sorry for the confusion this has caused.
Yeah.
Not everyone found the apology convincing. I think 2 people right here. With PayPal facing a second wave of social media backlash. So people said, why would PayPal have written out the terms for making $2,500 from people who spread misinformation if they weren't going to implement it at some point? Some guy named Ryan Fournier, who I think is a bad guy, but whatever.
Ryan, are
Makes
you
a good
new?
point. He goes, you don't just have copies sitting around like that for no reason.
Yes, you do. In case you go to court. Yes,
What?
you do.
Wait, what do you mean though?
If you put it in your terms and services, even if you don't push it forward, if they got sued, they'd be able to point to the fact that this guy was breaking their acceptable use policy, so they can't be held liable for his actions.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be like you would have to have implemented it? They're saying that they were never even going to implement it. So it's like,
Yeah,
why would you?
No, that's what I think he's wrong, personally.
No. But if let's say I made a bunch of transactions after spreading information or something, and then they slapped this now misinformation $2,500 thing after all of that stuff I did, I don't think it would apply to the things I did prior to the terms and conditions changing.
Agreed. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it would be going forward, but I think it just provides a legal blanket for them, or it would have. Now they called out that they might be sued for this.
So
So I bet someone sues them soon.
So Kevin Sorbo, everyone's overlord, he said PayPal isn't sorry, they're mad they got caught.
I really think that this is just some like them trying to cover their own ass in case someone
Yeah.
tries to come after them as a company.
Yeah.
And not that it's right to do, but like if I owned a company, why would I not want to limit my liability as much as possible?
Yeah, I guess so. So somebody wrote
Not a lawyer.
so the PayPal $2,500 misinformation fine was misinformation. That's really funny.
All right. Good job.
Okay, well, yeah, we only have a few more pages left, so I'm just going to talk about Spirit Halloween a little bit, which is so funny because this episode has nothing to do with
Do-
Spirit Halloween, but
Do we want to maybe just hold that for the next episode and do that?
sure. Well, let's see.
We're over an hour.
Oh, we're
already.
over an hour. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Next time, Spirit Halloween. And probably something else, because there's really not that much to talk about with it. So
Yeah. We'll do it. We'll just continue to be like, next time we're going to talk about the value of currency in the global economy and Spirit Halloween.
that's just our running thing. We just never get to Spirit Halloween.
It's just like literally freedom of speech and Spirit Halloween, maybe.
That's so fucking funny. What should this title of this episode be? Be like, can Spirit Halloween say anything?
And turns out they can't because we're not going to talk about it. So
Cool. Well, that went a different direction than I had thought it was.
it was
gonna
fun.
go.
That was a really interesting conversation. Obviously, I know that was like a little bit of a different episode type than we normally kind of. We did talk about a
Yeah.
bunch of business stories.
Here's another thing about free speech that I will say is like now I'm getting this anxiety in my chest because I'm like, oh, I kind of shared a lot of personal opinions, and I'm like, why should I feel that way? I
Well,
should just be like, yeah, I shared some fucking opinions that I have about Bethany Frankel and some fucking girl that I don't know. Like,
I think we're definitely fine in the sense of like, another thing is people really are so firm on saying something and then sticking to it.
yes.
Like if someone pushed back on me and was like, actually this, I'd be like, oh, you're right.
No, it's because
The
people
end.
and
I'm
people
sorry, I
will,
didn't
like,
know.
They really don't take in information that doesn't align with their quote unquote team. So
Yeah.
if they wait to see what their team says about one person or one topic or what thing, and then they align with that, and then that's their steadfast argument, and they won't even hear other arguments. They won't be able to like absorb other information and create like an original thought. No, which
Yeah.
is, by the way, exactly what the
the
powerful-
right does all the time.
I mean, it's exactly what like the powerful people want. They want us all to be able to be herded into different voting buckets.
It's exactly It's
Yeah.
very easy to, if you have like a party line or you do something like one way, it's
Yeah.
very easy for them to market to that. 'Cause
right,
You check the box. What do you want? The abortion. You want the this. You want the this, and then vote accordingly.
right.
So no, I hear you. Basically, we're all saying it's a scam.
And you're falling for it. So
So Spirit Halloween or what? And then no, to your point, I think it's just like one of those things where this Bethany Frankel thing, there could easily be more to this story that I'm just not aware of.
same, yeah, same.
And I'd be like, okay, word. Now with new information,
right.
my opinion is X.
And to be fair, I think that I kind of jumped to conclusions a little bit because I just don't like that girl Meredith just rubs me the wrong way. I think
Happens.
that, and
We're
so
human beings.
and so I'm sort of like, okay, well maybe I'm just sort of against like her in this case because she rubs me the wrong way, and I think that she's a bully and she's getting bullied now by someone bigger and more
Yeah.
powerful, and she's like, you're a bully, and it's like, me think the lady doth protest too much because all you do on this app is bully people.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll be tagging her. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this. Let us know and continue to tell three friends. The
Tell
rules.
3 friends, please, and like and subscribe. I have a feeling I'm going to get a bunch of mean messages, but that's okay.
I think you're fine.
Okay. Just trying to be honest. Okay. Is that okay with you?
Is that okay?
And then
You're going to get sued for $1 billion.
at least 2,500.
At least. At least.
So anyway, yeah, like and subscribe, please. Tell your friends. Write a nice review. You just give us 5 stars. You can write the nastiest thing that you want to write in the actual subject of the review, but please just 5 stars. And we'll see you next time. If you have any topics you guys are interested in, feel free to write them
that
in
would
too.
go pretty well with Spirit Halloween. Let us know.
Okay.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.